This is the system of progressive overload I've used since I totaled about 1,300 pounds to now totaling 1,990 pounds in competition. I've also used it for hundreds of lifters I've coached over the years, several of which who have reached international competitions, including Worlds. It's based on Hepburn progression, developed by Doug Hepburn, the first man to bench 400, 450, and 500 pounds. Also from my city, coincidentally. The basic system that I use is this: 3-week cycles. I add reps over the 3-week cycles, example here. Then I reset back in reps and add weight. Let's go over the benefits of this method and why this works so well. The first benefit is simply stacking momentum. Every week for the microcycle, you're doing more reps with the same weight than you were before. And when you compare to 3 weeks ago, you're doing more weight than you were for the same reps. These both reinforce the feeling of making progress, as you're constantly doing more. Even when we consider that we may be doing easier work some weeks. For example, doing 4 reps with 200 pounds is harder than 2 reps with 205 pounds. But since most people cannot just keep linearly progressing beyond the beginner stage, it lets us still get the satisfaction of progress without having to do harder work. The slower rate of progression and some weeks being easier is a benefit within itself here. It helps keep things sustainable for any experience level. While beginner can add weight week to week, intermediates are going to be needing to go a bit slower, and they may have down weeks as progress is non-linear for them. And for a real advanced lifter, it can take quite a while to make progress. Adding, say, 5 pounds per microcycle is sustainable even for those with very little gains left to make when starting light. And the slower progression also lets you build longer. For example, if you have 20 pounds in the tank, you can add it right away, but then you're done. You can't add any more. But if you add it slowly, 5 pounds per week for 4 weeks, say, you give yourself time to build strength, and once you've added that 20 pounds, you aren't at your limit as you've gotten stronger. Now, something else that can keep you limited is the slippery bench press. They prevent you from properly using leg drive as you slide when you push with decent force. Luckily, Odyssey makes these non-slip bench mats. Simply place it on the bench and boom, problem solved. These are big game changers, especially if you train in a more commercial gym quality bench, or even on a powerlifting bench that's just worn out and become slippery. You can get 10% off with code Vena, all one word, link below in the description and pinned comment. Thank you to Odyssey. Anyways, another benefit to this style of progressive overload is doing something different. Variety is the spice of life, and this method is cilantro. It tastes like soap for some people. Okay, real talk. Novelty can be a bit overrated. You don't want to just constantly change things and never actually progressively overload. But the fact is, training can get repetitive. Doing a bit different rep range can be one way to keep things a little refreshed. This may be one reason why daily undulating periodization, where you do different reps all the time, versus block periodization, where you do the same reps constantly for weeks at a time, shows that the former works better. Varying rep ranges can keep things fresh. So that's basically my progression method. Add reps for a few weeks, reset with more weight, go again. Simple and effective, you'll be at a near 800 pound squat and deadlift like me in no time, results guaranteed. See the description and pinned comment for to contact me for coaching and programs, my socials, and Odyssey benchmats. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, thanks for watching.